Hi there makers, welcome back. Thanks for joining us at Minerva. We are back with another one of our Sewing Bee Roundups, and as you may have noticed, we've got a very special guest with us today. It's Annette from here at Minerva.
Hi.
Now, Annie's on holiday this week, so for the semi-final of the Sewing Bee, Annette is joining us to bring her views, experiences, and we are excited to dig into 1920s week.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
Now, before we get started, tell us a little bit about what you're wearing today.
Well, I'm wearing a Vogue 8805, which probably is about 12 to 15 years old, the pattern, and it's still going strong.
It's always a good sign.
A good seller, and I remember buying it way back and just putting it in my stash. And I only got round to making this last year. And it purely was because I found this orangey coloured linen. I had a good look in my stash and found the black. And then this was just a little bit of stretch linen.
Oh, right.
I wish it had all have been in stretch linen.
Just for that extra bit of comfort.
Just for that extra bit, because the top really does feel comfy. But I love it. So it's a good way of using up and having something that's completely different.
I think that's one of the nice things about colour blocking is that you can use different smaller pieces of fabric, give them their time in the sun.
Yeah. And you know, that, all of it really, especially that, it's such a big piece that you could colour block even further.
Yeah.
And do your own.
You could cut it up into smaller sections.
You could, sort of two seams down here would look good. In fact, I think that's what I will do next.
Oh, nice. I do like the fact that you've brought the black from the bottom up with the binding.
Like you can't just see it on film, can you?
I'll hoik Annette up so you can take a look.
The bottom bit, about so much to just below my knee, is black. So that's why, and that is just cotton bias binding.
Oh, that's nice.
Nothing fancy.
The Sewing Bee judges would appreciate you brought the colour from the bottom to the top.
Yes.
It's one of their bugbears.
Definitely, yeah. And what are you wearing, Gavin?
Well, I thought I'd go subtle this week.
Well, why not? Why not?
Well, as it's 1920s week, it's a celebration of the 20s, so I thought I'd wear the shirt that I wore to the Minerva 25th birthday party.
Of course, yeah, I remember it well.
And also, this is as close as I've got to a flapper dress. So
I love it.
This pattern, it's the LB Textiles Sanders button-up. So it's got these little kind of hidden pockets with these pocket flaps. So this is in our Pause Play cotton settee, one of our Minerva exclusive prints. And so there's a bit of piping detail on there. And then, in case you hadn't noticed yet, a little bit of fringing on the front, a little bit of extra fringing on the back. So it's a fun shirt. It's not ideal for buffets because you do end up getting in the dip.
Exactly.
But I think for something for the bit of shimmy on the dance floor.
Such a good match, the piping and the fringing, isn't it?
This is one of the things that I really like, the kind of electric, almost neon green elements you have in this print.
It's fabulous.
And we've actually just released a few new colourways of Pause Play on site.
Yes,
so I'm very tempted to go, actually, maybe make a different one with one of the other colourways.
Yeah.
There's some lovely
And would you do it
options.
same with the piping and the fringing?
Definitely the piping. I feel like the fringing, I might save that for this one.
Yes.
Maybe make a more wearable version for every day.
For every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So we're about to dive into everything about 1920s week. If you haven't watched this episode yet, then do give us a pause. Go off and catch up on the BBC iPlayer and then join us when you're all caught up because there will be some spoilers. So for the first challenge in 1920s week, the judges tasked the makers with making a pair of +4s. So quite an iconic, quite an unusual choice, I thought.
Yeah.
Is this something you've tackled before?
No.
Funnily enough.
Is it you?
Funnily enough, no.
No. Never done anything anywhere near it, really.
Yeah, it was I think there were some interesting techniques they were definitely looking for.
Yeah, one of the main ones I think was the band round the bottom.
Yeah, that's not something that I think most makers would have tackled before.
No, I mean sort of like a waistband, but narrower, which therefore makes it a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah, it definitely added a fiddly quality
and then
to it.
going through the buckle, which unfortunately let Kit down.
Definitely let Kit down there.
Yeah. But it was the fabric. It wasn't his sewing, it was the fabric, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this was, again, sometimes with the pattern challenges, fabric choice makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I thought it was an interesting one that they kind of pushed the fact that, this is sporty for outdoors, but this is definitely not a modern sporty.
No.
It's not like you do this in activewear.
Yeah.
They were definitely pushing them, I think, in a wool direction.
Yeah. And for me, the sort of colour of Kit's, I thought was not right, and yet it was him.
Yes.
It was.
It was definitely a kind of personal statement choice. But let's dive in and talk about Kit's then, because Kit chose quite a substantial, I think it was probably a wool coating.
Yes.
And it was in that lovely kind of pinky lavender
shade.
It was lovely fabric.
It was, but, definitely.
Yeah, so I think they definitely handled the fabric on the most part quite well.
Yeah, and I think going back in the day, the fabrics would have been that thick.
That's true, yeah, it probably is quite authentic to the period.
I don't think there was many very fine wools. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't around then.
Neither was I. Yeah.
But just the wrong choice for this, I think.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of the fly construction. The waistband looked good. They got their pleats in well. But again, I think the fit was a bit tight on the mannequin, which I wonder if, again, that was the thickness of the wool.
Yes.
Just not giving you that space.
Yeah, and I did wonder if they'd stitched in the ditch going round on, whereas they didn't. They sort of just brought it up a little bit onto the waistband, and I wondered if that had just brought it in a little bit. That was my first thought.
Possibly. And again, a wool coating like that, it's going to have no give to it.
No.
So it's quite unforgiving if it's a bit tight.
Yeah.
Whereas I think everyone else used a lighter weight wool, and I think that probably made life a lot easier, especially when it came to the buckles.
That's right, yeah.
But I could see the absolute horror on the judges' faces when they asked Yasmin if she was going to pattern match her checks.
Oh, yeah.
Would you ever make a pair of trousers and not match the checks?
No. If I wasn't in the mood for pattern matching, I wouldn't choose that fabric. As simple as that.
Yeah.
It makes or breaks. Doesn't matter how good the sewing is.
Yeah. I think it was in one of the early episodes of the season, Sarah had a pair of trousers on.
It was the first episode. First or second episode.
Yeah, and the checks didn't line up at the side.
And they were bright green.
Yeah. And your eye just goes straight to it.
So it just goes straight to it, doesn't it? And no.
It's like I can understand in fast fashion, in mass-produced stuff, it potentially uses a bit more fabric to get your placement right. Yeah. But even if you just match the horizontal lines, you don't need to match.
You don't need to go. If the pockets had been matched, I think that it wouldn't have mattered that they were not matched that way.
You just want that
the back
horizontal
part,
line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what catches your eye, I think.
Yeah, which is a shame because I think Yasmin's were otherwise beautifully sewn.
Yes.
I think the only criticism they had for her otherwise is that she hadn't pressed it enough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's almost not sewing. That's a finishing thing.
Yeah.
Because you could just do that and then wear them.
Yeah. And who was it that admitted they hadn't pressed the side seam? Was that?
That was Kaz, I think. Yeah.
Kaz,
Because again, I think that's almost a luxury if you've got the time at the end to do that final pressing.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, Kaz did make that effort to try to make sure that they were pattern matched as well as she
and it
could.
was just a nice small pattern that was pretty easy to do.
It wouldn't have been so obvious in that one if it was a little bit off. Yeah. So I thought Kaz's were good as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say Orla absolutely deserved the win on this one.
Oh, without
hers
doubt.
were marvellous.
Yeah, they were absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything wrong.
No, I think she's one of those sewers who she's just got better and better as it's gone along.
She has. I mean, all 4 were sewn pretty well.
Yeah, I do think that at this point in the competition, you're down to really good makers, and I think they all proved that in the pattern challenge.
Yeah.
Now, I think zip flies are something that I think if they'd have done that in an earlier episode, more people might have struggled because they can be a bit complicated.
Yeah, and they did use the method where they had the separate fly pieces.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know about yourself, but I do find the ones where, where the fly piece is included on the front piece far easier. And, if you look at, I'm sure we have videos as well, where it shows the easier methods of put, a fly, but they seem to get the hardest one.
Well, they were always going to give them the trickiest
I suppose
option.
they were, yeah.
But
and they did quite a good job.
They did a great job. Yeah.
Yaz's sorry, not Yazzie, Kaz's. Kaz. It was just showing at the top there, but that was when she put the waistband on.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was an excellent zip.
Yeah, well,
just a shame.
If you do want to learn a little bit more about how to apply zips, we have got a super tutorial video on YouTube and on Minerva TV from Jo. She walks you through the whole process, and if you've ever struggled, follow along with Jo and she'll sort you out.
Yeah.
In terms of sewing up a pair of +4s, we don't exactly have a +4 pattern on site.
No.
There are some kind of vintage style ones online. I've seen PDF versions if you want to kind of hunt one of those ones out. But we've picked out 2 patterns that you could create the look if you want to.
Yeah.
So I'll go with this one first. So first of all, we've picked out the Oliver trousers from Vicky Sews. Now, you may have noticed this is a full pair of trousers.
Yeah.
Now, the reason we picked out this one is because this has got a full fly front, full zip fly front.
Yeah.
It's also got the pleats that they had on the version they made on the show. So really, with this one, if you wanted to turn it into +4s, it would really be about where you crop them and then adding in that band and buckle detail. Yeah.
Which, again, like we said before, if you think waistbands,
you're halfway there, construct them in a similar way, really.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great option if you want a functional pair of +4s.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to cheat...
Well, it looks really good. We chose Butterick 3072. I'm just looking now. They have a straight front and an elasticated back. So, with a jacket over or a waistcoat, which is what we would wear, you'd never know. And the other cheat is that they're elasticated around just below the knee. Once they're tucked up and bloused over, you would never know.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could even sew on like a fake buckle.
Yes, you could.
To give that impression.
We have these ideas, don't we?
Well, exactly. So I think, this would be a great option if you wanted to fake it, create the look, but not have to deal with the fiddlier elements.
Fiddlier bits.
So I think this would be a great option if you're going like 1920s cosplay or if you're going full buccaneer.
Oh, yes.
Seems to be the vibe they're going for with this budget pattern. But either of those I think would be a good starting point.
Definitely.
So if you were to tackle this challenge, what fabric would you gravitate towards?
Well, I thought, maybe ladies would want some plus fours.
Sure.
So I went with something that was a little bit more eye-catching. This is one of our dead stock fabrics. A stripe, as you can see. But it's sort of beautifully embroidered.
It's a lovely design. It's kind of
it really is.
So it's like a twill weave dead stock jacquard. And it's got these lovely embroidered blue flowers running down it.
Yeah, which I think they actually go across, don't they?
Oh, right, yeah.
When I was looking at it before. But you could easily use that either way. And I think where I would do it would be with the stripes going down.
Yeah, I think that would look super.
Yep. I think the waistband I would have going across with the pattern going halfway on the waistband. And I think the pockets I would have, going sideways. That way, with it just being a stripe, I think, unlike the checks, if the stripe wasn't matching in on that back panel, it would look odd.
Yes.
But if you changed it and had the stripes going that way to match the waistband, I think that would be a nice, easy...
I think that's a clever way of using the direction of a fabric to...
Yeah.
I think I'm a big fan of mixing up the directions on fabrics. I think on a non-stretch woven, you can do that.
You can.
It really works just the same.
Yeah,
I think that's a lovely option.
Yeah, definitely. And if you were doing a band round the bottom, a cuff, I should say, as opposed to the elastic, you could do that just in the other way to match the waistband.
I think that'd be lovely.
Yep.
That sounds nice.
I know it's not supposed to show, it's supposed to bag over, but when they sat down in the club afterwards...
Exactly.
It would show.
That's lovely.
So yeah, that would be my choice.
Well, I seem to have an obsession with royal blue at the moment. Colour, though. So I was drawn to this particular one. So this is our Minerva Core Range Deluxe 100% wool crepe.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's definitely a luxury fabric. Yeah. But it's got a lovely softness to it. Oh. It's got, I think, quite a drapey quality, which I think would look great at for that shape, particularly around that knee cuff.
That knee, yeah.
So I think this would be absolutely gorgeous, and you'd certainly get spotted on the golf course.
You certainly would.
Wearing those. No one's going to accidentally cock a ball at you.
Yeah, no, I think that would be perfect.
So yeah, let us know in the comments what you'd give a try. So for the transformation challenge this week, the makers were given up to 5 polo shirts, and they were asked to make a colour-blocked garment using those polo shirts. So when they said 1920s week, this is absolutely not at all what I would have expected.
Nor me. I was sort of surprised that the Lacoste guy, I can't think of it, was it?
René Lacoste.
Oh, René.
Yeah. I didn't know the history of the polo
No,
shirt.
I didn't. But the time that I would have least said would have been the 20s.
Yeah.
I would have thought more, I don't know, maybe after wartime or
it's more
when fashion was
feels like more of a 50s or like a 70s thing.
Yeah, when they did then mention tennis.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I didn't even know there was a guy called Lacoste.
No, neither did
and my son loves Lacoste stuff.
So, every day is a school day.
Every day is, and you learn something new every day, don't you?
You do. Well, I mean, I'm a fan of a polo shirt. I think they're a nice kind of, not particularly for me, not particularly for sporty seasons, but more for just kind of casual.
In between, aren't they?
Because I like a collar. But they're kind of like a collared t-shirt.
Yes.
They're a bit more comfortable.
I totally agree with you. They're nice and smart, but they have that casual vibe with them, definitely.
Now, polo shirts are often made with a kind of piqué fabric, which is definitely the kind of ones that they had on the show. So this is our Minerva core range, 100% cotton piqué.
Yeah.
Have you sewn with piqué?
Do you know, I was just thinking then, I don't think I have. If I have, it's probably when the children were little.
Yeah.
So I've nothing that comes to mind.
Well, I have made a polo shirt in piqué, and I think it's a lovely fabric because it's a knit fabric. It's got a little bit of stretch to it. Mm-hmm. I think this is 35% across the width, 30% down the length, but it's not as stretchy as a jersey.
They're quite similar, really, aren't they? Not too much, just a bit more that way.
I think the little bit about the kind of textured weave you get in it just probably makes it that little bit more rugged. Yeah. Which I think probably makes sense for sports. Yes. Works well for kids wear.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's a nice fabric, and it doesn't get its time in the sun as much as some others.
That's true.
So it was interesting to see the makers work with. And I think colour blocking. You tend to think woven fabrics maybe more than knits.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. I mean, this dress again is coming to mind with piqué.
Oh, it would be
lovely. I think it would lend
almost
itself.
Like a little tennis dress.
Yeah, like a day dress for on holiday.
Yeah.
I think it would be perfect.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about the challenges and what they produced. Which was your favourite? Which did you like?
I have to go with Kit's. I think the imagination, I think he had the most imagination, without doubt. For me.
It was definitely a transformation to take polo shirts and create something so fluid.
Yeah.
And when they were talking about what they wanted to see from the challenge, I know Esme talked about working with the body in something three-dimensional, and I definitely think Kit's did that more than anyone else.
Yes, it did. In fact, really, Euler's and Yasmin's, I didn't really see any three-dimensional part to it. Maybe Kaz's.
I think especially at the back, I think Kaz's had a bit more kind of dynamic flow to it. But I mean, what really impressed me was they did the amorphous dress.
Yes.
Esme's Swanky Mode's amorphous dress was literally a pattern challenge. Yeah. Was it last season or a couple of seasons ago? Might have been a couple of years ago.
Season 8, I think. Yeah, 3 years ago.
And that was like a 5-hour challenge with a pattern. And Kit recreated that using different, less stretchy materials without a pattern in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I think was really impressive.
Yeah, I do. And again, when some people mention over Esme, being a little bit unfair or having her favourites or whatever, I did see quite a lot of comments on Kit's was one piece of fabric at the back, and it was mentioned and everything was great with it, but then Kaz's was 2 fabrics and they didn't like it. They thought there should be more.
Yeah, it's
so.
I do. They are sometimes. It might be how it's edited. But I think it's sometimes it comes across a little inconsistent in what they're picked up on.
Yeah.
Could Kit's have been more colour blocked? I think probably, but I do appreciate what they did.
Definitely.
I mean, in terms of more colour blocking, I thought I absolutely loved Orla's. I loved what she created. Yes. So she had cut a huge spiral out of one of the polo shirts.
I did wonder what she was going to do with it at first.
Because I was like...
I thought it can't be a frill.
Yeah. So she then appliqued that on top of another, and then she used some of the kind of inverse of the spiral on sleeves, and there was a little bit on the back. And I thought the shape of it was fantastic. It was really quite modern, quite wearable.
Yeah, very modern.
It was kind of, it's not what I would class as colour blocking exactly.
No,
it's more just kind of applique.
Yeah.
But it was really creative.
And I think, was it Patrick came up with that comment as well? He said the same about, he didn't think it was really colour blocking. And yet, in a way, it is, because
it's using multiple colours. And I guess if they were going to criticise on the colour front, she only used 2 colours throughout, which I'm sure there was a challenge early on in the season where someone was criticised for using 2 colours. I think it might have been on the judo belt challenge.
Ah, yes, and they could have used
more.
Whatever,
But I do think what Orla created was stunning. I could see Orla wearing that. I'm sure she probably will.
Yeah. And then what did you think about Yasmin's?
What I loved about Yasmin's was that button band she created down the back.
That was really creative to use that.
It was so creative, and the judges, I think, always appreciate when you use the hardware and the elements and don't just treat what you've got as fabric.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she did that so nicely. I thought that was really cool, and the fact that it was like 8-button band across 4 different colours. It looked great.
Yeah. I really, really liked it.
It wasn't my favourite garment overall. The Harlequin top, it looks good, but it felt like almost like the top of a dress.
Yeah, it felt like the bottom, but as did Orla's in a way, although Orla's, I visualised that with a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
So, but Yasmin's, I did visualise that with a similar skirt, maybe with a handkerchief hem.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Hanky hem.
Yeah, because of the shapes she'd used on the top, it would have lent very well to...
Well, maybe she can pull together all the leftover polo shirts and make a matching hanky hem. And then we're all sorted.
Yeah.
And then what did you think of Kazzy's dress?
I quite liked it. Again, I mean, it looked like a proper dress. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. It used the most fabric out of everyone.
Yeah, I loved the sort of effect at the side, the asymmetrical look.
Yeah, and I liked the touch where she used the, I think it was the hemband of a sleeve, and then made a kind of V-neck finish.
Yes.
I thought that was really clever.
Yes, it was, yeah.
But this definitely was one of those transformation challenges where there was 4 wearable garments at the end of it.
Absolutely. And it was another challenge where I thought, like I do many weeks with the sewing bee, I think, what are they making now on this? It is my least favourite bit.
Yeah.
But I think they did really well.
So if you were going to transform some polo shirts...
I knew this was coming.
what would you create?
I have to say, maybe a combination of all 4.
Oh, in what way?
In what way? It would be a dress, like Kazzy's. So I would pinch that from that. I would like to include some sort of applique, maybe on the front. So I would pinch that from Orla. Yasmin's, I think maybe I would go with the handkerchief hem that we were talking about earlier. So not really from using the shapes from it.
Those kind of diamond panels.
And I would just have to have some D-rings on it. I don't know where.
You sold on the D-rings.
They will be on somewhere, yeah. So that would be me.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And you?
I find this one quite challenging, even though they all made really good stuff from it. So the fact that you could have 5 different polo shirts, I do think gives you a lot of fabric to work with.
Yes.
So what I did think was I would probably take a bit of inspiration from Yasmin and use that button band detail.
Yeah.
as the side closure on a skirt.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm thinking ruffles. Like
definitely.
multiple tiers of ruffled skirts.
Yeah, nobody used any ruffles, did they?
I mean, piqué's not a natural ruffling fabric, but I think it would look really good. Kind of gather them up. You've got all that kind of volume.
It could be a cheerleader.
Yeah,
the
really
fabric
kind
would be perfect then.
Yeah, so I think ideally 5 layers of ruffles, making a really kind of fun rah-rah skirt.
Yes.
And maybe use some of the kind of ribbing collars as a waistband with that button tie on the side.
Yeah, I like that. Definitely. Yeah, I forgot actually about the buttons at the back. I would have to have them on as well on my dress.
I was such a good touch.
Yeah.
So for the final made-to-measure challenge, the makers were embracing full 1920s style. They were given 5 hours to make a garment for a special event from the 1920s. And they were very much inspired to pick a very specific event, which they definitely did. Now you've made something a little bit 20s
and that
inspired.
Was for a specific event as well. It was a Minerva event about 12 years ago. Some may remember it, where there were lots and lots of people came on the day, and then at night time, quite a few of the bloggers, etc. We all went for a meal, and everybody had to make something, not necessarily for a 20s style, and why I came up with that, I have no idea. But yes,
and it was this dress here.
Yeah, I didn't wear it because it doesn't fit me now.
But it's very beautiful.
It is bonny, isn't it? I just thought, I knew I still had it somewhere, and it was at the back of a wardrobe that I don't really wear much in that wardrobe, and it was the very back one. So I only ever wore it that once, but I know on the night it was lovely. I do have a picture of me somewhere in it.
We'll have to dig it out and put it on the blog.
Yeah, I will.
Because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got this like beautiful, is it a brocade?
Yeah.
And then you've got this sequin fabric at the top, these lovely trim straps. You probably can't see on the camera, but there's a lovely satin skirt down to the floor as well. It's so elegant.
It really, the band round the hips was hip hugging with a little, it's just a tiny amount of blouse on effect in the middle, which hid a multitude of calories, etc.
Always useful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved it at the time, and it is a pity that it's never got any more wearings. But last night, I sort of looked at what they were making, and I thought it's a very, very similar look.
It's that kind of body skimming silhouette, the detail in the fabric, the lace, the sequin, the sparkle.
Right.
It's just got that elegance to it.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on last night?
There were some very different makes, I thought, this time. And definitely kind of some in the more flapper dress style. And then I think Yasmin definitely carved her own path.
Yeah. It was still that look though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of an emphasis on something round the hips.
Yes.
Whether it was a seam or what.
So let's talk Yasmin's then, because hers was, I love the story behind it.
Yeah.
The idea that in the 1920s, if you were a gay woman, you couldn't be out and proud about it. So it was using those kind of naval nods, that kind of sailor vibe to be a bit of a nod and a wink to,
absolutely.
But still that sense of visibility.
Yeah, it was a good story.
It was a good story, and I think, it definitely had that 20s silhouette where it had almost the drop waist, where the emphasis comes like around the hips, like you say, rather than at the
waist.
And it also gives that slightly more kind of tomboyish, androgynous look, which Patrick talked a bit about, but I think suits the kind of the lesbian storyline there as well.
Does, yeah.
And I will say she worked with an easier fabric than everyone else because hers was a cotton twill.
Yes.
But she sewed it so beautifully.
Yeah.
Those nautical bands that she had around the waist, around the kind of neckerchief. Yeah. It was really nicely handled.
And Esme still had to mention the one tiny bit that she just a tiny wobble. And Esme still had to mention it.
Slightest wobble. But, I mean, at this stage in the competition, the smallest wobble's going to get picked out.
I loved it though. I really did.
It was fun. Yeah. It was very iconic. It had a very vintage style to it. I love those with the double box pleats that she put in the skirt as well.
Yeah, because Patrick said,
he's never seen those before.
Not seen them before.
Yeah. So, she picked. I think she chose well.
Yeah.
And executed it.
And I was really so glad she managed to get the hat done.
Oh, the hat was
the crown.
I don't think it would have looked as sailor vibes. I think it might have looked a bit more school uniform or something without that, but that really added to it. So while we're on the subject of Yasmin, if you wanted to create something a little bit like her kind of neckerchief top, the Metro midi blouse by Folkwear has got that very similar style. So it's got that neckerchief kind of vibe at the front and then that deep bib across the back.
Yeah.
Now this is kind of, it reflects the military styles of World War I uniforms. So it's definitely the right kind of era.
Yeah.
And this is a more kind of blousy, fuller
I must admit, I love the swing back. And when you look at the line drawing on the back,
there's a lot of volume there.
There is. I really, really do like that. That's giving me ideas.
But so that's the Metro midi blouse, which I think would be fabulous to gain some of this inspiration.
Yes, definitely.
And then if you wanted to sew your own little nautical beret, we also have Le Chic Beret from Sew Girl, which if you just omit the little
easily done
top and then do it in similar colours to Yasmin's, I think that could give a little sailor vibe as well.
And I think on there it is all done in one, but if you just add a band of the white contrast going round.
So this is
I think that would look great.
This is for woven fabrics, so you could absolutely do that in a cotton twill, and
really
I think that would look super.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what did you think of Orla's?
I love the back.
Oh, that's where all the drama was happening.
It was, yeah. The model did need to turn round so that you could see the back. And then you got the good vibes from the dress. The front wasn't really doing it for me because it was little plain.
It was quite plain. I mean, I liked the way the chiffon hung in that hanky hem.
Yeah.
I thought that looked cute and had that slightly flirty 20s style to it.
Yeah, definitely. But the back with the little, it was like a beaded trim.
Yeah.
And then Esme mentioned that she loved how it went with the trim round the neck. But did she not use the same trim but folded it in half?
I'm not quite sure how she constructed that. Whether she might have like trimmed a bit off the wider trim, because it was matched perfectly.
Perfect, yeah, it was.
And I thought it went really nicely with the colours. That kind of goldy, mustardy, chartreuse,
antique look to it, hadn't it?
Yeah, it was a lovely mix of colours, and certainly that the kind of two-tone chiffon looks great when you move.
It does.
I thought a lovely touch, which I think elevated the outfit, was the hat.
Definitely.
That little cloche hat, so 20s.
Yeah.
I know the judges said it was a bit rushed and you could see that it was a bit uneven in places.
Yeah.
But
and I think all the sort of flappy girls, they'd all had their hair cut quite short, very short.
Yeah.
And the cloche cap sort of covered it all, didn't it?
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of that 20s style. You almost need a hat, a headband, you need something going on up there.
Yeah, but so
it definitely did that.
It definitely
did,
yeah.
I love the fact that Orla picked women's suffrage, kind of all women over 21 getting the vote.
Yes.
It was a nice touch.
It was, a nice background to it. Yeah, definitely.
So in terms of a pattern to go with this, there's, I think, a couple of options that maybe you could mix and match together. So if you wanted to recreate Orla's look, I think there's a few patterns that we've picked out that might help with that. So Simplicity 9088 is the classic Simplicity flapper dress. It's got that drop waist.
Yeah.
There's a cute fringed option. I mean, I'm surprised no one went with the fringing.
Yeah.
Because that's such a classic look, but maybe everyone wanted to avoid doing the same as everyone else. And
I think the skirt does look quite mini on there.
Yeah, I think this is quite that's maybe a more modern
look
option
to it, yeah. So maybe a longer skirt.
Yeah, so a longer skirt. But then what we thought was you could take almost the top element of that and pair it up with the hanky hem skirt from Vogue 1872. Now, this is actually a wrap skirt,
right?
But I think you could take the style of this and apply it to that dress.
Yeah, you could use two backs.
Yeah, absolutely. And this just gives you that quite elegant, some hanky hems, I think when it's just like 4 points, and depending on the fabric, looks a bit awkward, whereas I think this one looks quite elegant.
It does look elegant.
I think particularly in something as floaty as the chiffon that Orla used. So this...
Oh, that is beautiful.
I picked this one out because I thought this was probably the closest that we have to what Orla used. This
lovely.
Isn't it lovely? This is our Minerva core range, cationic sheer chiffon. And it's got that two-tone colourway to it. So this is actually our dark gold colourway, but depending on the light, it's either kind of gold or this lovely chartreuse green.
Absolutely, yeah, it's beautiful.
I think that's got quite an antique look to it.
Yeah.
It just, and it's not an expensive fabric, but it looks high end.
It does, definitely.
So yeah, I think that would be a lovely option for a handkerchief hem skirt. And then lastly, we also have the So Chic cloche hat. If you wanted to make your own little 20s style hat, I think that would be a lovely option. Very similar style, I think, to the one Orla made. Would cover up your bob beautifully.
Yes, definitely. And I like the feathers on there. You don't have to put feathers on, but I think
it's all about the little embellishments, isn't it?
Because it's just reminded me on that particular night with my black dress, I had black feathers in my hair. I never thought about a cloche hat, but there you go.
It's all about the little details.
It is, yeah.
So what did you think of Cassie's outfit?
I'm not sure really. The fit wasn't the best, and I think that was the first thing I noticed.
It was just that little bit too tight on the model, I think, particularly around the hips.
The hips, yeah, definitely. I liked, that it was the drop waist again. As we said earlier, the emphasis with most of them was that they were on the hip. I liked the up and down.
The high-low hem of the skirt.
The high-low hem of the skirt. And the waistcoat was a nice little touch. For me, it was whether she chose the right material.
I know what you mean. It was a nice touch, but it didn't look elegant enough or expensive enough.
Yeah.
Or special occasion enough, maybe.
Yeah, there was something just not right with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like compare this I feel like was always going to be compared quite closely to Orla's.
Yeah.
And I feel like Orla's chiffon skirt just hung really nicely.
Yeah.
Whereas Kaz's didn't fall so nice.
No,
you
it
could
didn't.
see all the creases in it.
Yeah, yeah. And again, the top, the little waistcoat just...
It needed more presence, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you got that presence with Orla's with the back view. And this, Kaz's did need something that would make you think similar.
Yeah. It just, as a kind of special party, just out of prison event.
And I was a bit surprised because they do get a fair amount of time to think about this and practice it, don't they? So she obviously had put thought into it, but...
Yeah, it wasn't doing it for you.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's a shame.
Yeah, yeah.
So that just leaves us with kits then. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of kits, Meg?
I don't know, really. I wasn't over keen on the colour. But that's a personal choice. I'm not a lover of... the colour of the main dress and then the chiffon. I'm not really a pink fan. Maybe there was too much colour in it with having the dress, the chiffon and the silver overlay.
Yeah.
I didn't like the overlay at the front, but if only the back had been finished, then I loved it at the back.
So at the back there was like a really deep V leading down to kind of the base of the back with a band of the beaded fabric on either side. Even
the colour, like I said, with me not being keen on the three colours, at the back, he did get away with it, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's maybe one of those that maybe if the chiffon had been a closer colour to the actual...
That would have been perfect.
That might have just elevated it. I mean, I see their inspiration in that this is like a 20s drag queen performing at some Berlin gay bar. Maybe the colours and the vivaciousness kind of makes sense there. But I see the issues as well with that beaded trim at the front.
Yeah, and it sort of wasn't finished at the bottom.
I think
was it?
The shame was really that they just didn't have time to apply the overlay.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because maybe if it had just been like that overlay at the back, it would have meant that all the interest was at the back, but it would have been finished.
Yeah, similar to Orla's, really.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you noticed it or not, but the hem on
the chiffon,
it had all been done.
Yeah,
he actually mentioned it.
I saw that spotted, and I was like, that seems unusual. I don't know what the rules were for this challenge. Yeah, because certainly doing a rolled hem on that amount of chiffon would have been crippling in the time.
It would, without doubt.
But then it does seem odd to have it done.
Yeah.
But then clearly Kit had some time issues on this one. I think none of it was finished to their normal standard. I felt really bad because they've been so good in the competition.
Absolutely.
They've done such amazing stuff.
I did wonder, had he tried too hard last night? I'm not sure. It did make me think.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was Kit's night.
No.
And I think Kit and Kaz both felt like they were struggling a bit last night, which is such a shame because I feel like I've been rooting for both of them for the final. Yeah. But I think in terms of who won this week, do you agree?
Definitely. Without doubt. I loved Yasmin's. I really, really loved it. What about you?
I'm on the fence a bit because I feel like I loved Yasmin's. It was without doubt the best sewn.
Yeah.
But I also really liked Orla's. I think Orla's had that fun of the 20s. So I would have been happy with either of those winning Garment of the Week.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been my next choice, definitely. And then what about going home?
I think when it comes to going home, in terms of this week and this week alone, which is what they always do, I have to say it was kids' time.
Yeah.
Which I would rather they had all stayed, but I think Kit and Kaz needed to have done better at the made to measure for them to all stay. Yeah. I think it wouldn't have been fair to Yasmin and Orla.
Exactly.
If no one had gone.
And you need to say to yourself, if Kaz had gone home,
it would you
be happy?
Yeah.
If Orla had gone home, would you have been happy? Likewise, with Yasmin.
Yeah, I think
they're all four. We've got to know them.
Yeah.
We like them all.
I will say, I was last week. I'd said I'd really like Yasmin to win a made to measure.
Yeah,
because I feel like she's got this far in the competition. She hasn't had as many wins as everyone else.
No, she hasn't.
So I feel like she absolutely deserved it this week. As much as I loved Orla's too, it was really nice to see Yasmin win.
Definitely.
So good for her.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's put Annette on the spot time again. If you were to make a new outfit, you can't have that one again. If you want a new outfit for a 1920s event, what would you go for?
Well, when you showed this pattern before, Simplicity 9088, I thought that is a really, really good base to maybe be a bit adventurous on.
Ooh.
So going off my dress, I fancied a brocade in the middle because there's a good bit of structure there.
Yeah.
And I just think it's the right fabric for that bit of the dress, if you will. Bearing in mind that this comes up over the shoulders, it's not a strappy dress like mine. And I chose this.
Oh, this is lovely.
I love the colour. I'm sort of into mustards at the moment. We've got a little bit of stretch.
Let's hold that up.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of stretch on the width. So that's nice and easy to sew.
I mean, I like that it's a little cheeky for the 20s with a animal print,
little
but very
animal print
subtle.
there. Yeah,
very subtle, woven into the fabric.
Absolutely. So I think that on its own for the bodice, going up into the shoulders, would be perfect. I then thought skirt-wise, I've been looking at the little straight skirt, although I would have done it longer. I've looked at the skirt on the dress of 9088, and I do like that. But when you mentioned the Vogue 1872 before, that skirt has got to be on my dress.
Oh, you've been sold.
I've been sold. And I chose a satin, Duchess satin. Now, it's not the perfect match on this, but what I will then do is put a chiffon over the top, which again doesn't look the best match.
But the two together.
But when you put it over that, and then you've got...
Oh, it's a transformation.
That is going to look really good, and it's going to swish and move and...
Yeah, you've got all the drama there.
Yeah, you could possibly do the skirt off the 9088.
Also the plain skirt with a hanky long, chiffon.
Yeah. It's just the chiffon that's doing the swishing.
Yeah.
But then, I had to include this. The fringing on that one gave me the idea, but I wasn't too keen on 3 layers. But this beaded trim, just at the halfway point.
It's got a very 20s style to it. I think that
I love
it's
it.
not too in your face, but it's going to add a little bit of extra,
and it's
an extra
just
jiggle.
An extra jiggle, and it's just enough.
Yeah.
So I am quite in love with that.
I think you might have to make that because that sounds amazing.
I've just no 20s dude to go to though. That's
Can
the problem.
someone put on a 1920s party so that Annette can make a dress for you, please? That sounds amazing. Would love to see that.
In one of my favourite colours as well at the moment. So
beautiful, beautiful.
Sorry, Gavin.
Sorry?
So, how about you?
Well, I feel like I've been utterly outclassed on this one. I did have a little bit of a look at 20s menswear, and it's like suits. And it's like
suits.
It's 5 hours. I am no, not even going to attempt it because that's absolutely crazy.
No.
So I was inspired by a little bit more the robe de style earlier 20s. So a little less flapper dress and a little more kind of still the drop waist, but that kind of longer, maybe it's a little bit more demure. So as the basis of that, I was drawn to this costume pattern. So this is Butterick 6399. So this is a really lovely, it's kind of a close-fitting dress, but it's got this overlay, this lace overlay, and then a satin sash at the waist. So you've really got kind of multiple levels of interest going on. And I think that just adds to kind of the elegance of the period.
Yeah.
So,
and if it was for the sewing bee, Esme would be...
Oh, she'd love the big bow on the sash.
She'd love the bow, wouldn't she?
So, I thought about going kind of matchy-matchy, but I like my contrast too much.
Yeah.
So for the base
these colours here go with your shirt.
Well, they do, don't they?
They do.
So this would be what I'd use for the base of the dress. So this is our classic Duchess satin, and this is in teal, which I love a bit of teal.
Yeah,
it's got a really kind of rich shine to it as well.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, I would go with our Minerva core range scallop edged lace. And this is a lace with a beautiful...
I love the softness of it.
It's really soft. It's got a lovely kind of floral design on it. And I think that will give a bit of contrast against the teal. So you'll see all the detail of the flowers.
Oh, I think you are winning, Gavin.
So I think that would be lovely. You could do that, I think, on a navy satin. And I think that would probably be a little bit more authentically 20s.
Yeah.
But I just love the contrast and being able to see all the detail of that lace.
Look at when it moves as well.
And then,
see that enough.
Then if I had enough time, a little headband, obviously with the lace and the satin as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's where I would go with it.
Definitely. I love that. I really do.
So that brings us to an end of the semi-final of Sewing Bee, which means we're literally down to the final 3, and it's the final next week.
Yes.
Can't believe how quickly it's come around.
No, I can't. It's just flown by, hasn't it?
It has flown by.
Yeah.
But that still gives us a little bit of time just to round up the stats going into the final. So, pattern challenge, that has absolutely been Kit's domain. So, Kit...
I think that's why I feel so sorry for him.
I
really do.
I do wonder if being so good at the pattern challenge almost set them up for a fall this time. I don't know. But overall, Kit has managed 6 wins across 9 challenges. Yeah. That's amazing. Orla has now won 1. Kaz has won 1. And Yasmin has won 1. So that means going into the final, in terms of the pattern challenge, the 3 finalists are all absolutely level pegging.
Yeah, very level. Yeah.
So, and I think all of them have been quite good at the pattern challenge.
Yeah.
So I think anyone's game in terms of the final.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the transformation challenge, Kit has won 4 times. Orla has won twice. Yasmin has won once. Kaz has won once, and Dan also won 1. So that means Orla's got 2, Yasmin and Kaz both on 1. Again, it's very close.
Yeah. So mostly they are the people, the last 4, well, the last 3 definitely, but the last 4
have been top performers.
The winner. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? shown that they really
the best
deserve
ones have got through,
the place there, yeah.
And then in terms of the all-important garment of the weeks, Kaz has won 3 overall.
Wow.
Kit has notched up 2 wins. Orla has won twice. Yasmin has won once. And then Dan and Peter both won once as well. So that means going into the final, Kaz 3 times, Orla twice, Yasmin once.
Yeah.
So Kaz has maybe got a little bit of an edge there, but again, there's not a lot in between the 3 of them.
No, there isn't.
So it's been such an amazing series of Sewing Bee. Obviously, this is our first time this series having you here. What have you thought of it?
Well, I've certainly loved being here today. But this series, this series, 11 is it? Yeah. This series has been one of my favourites.
It's been so good.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And usually I wouldn't say that. I'd say, well, I wasn't too keen on such a thing, or... Yeah. But I just think they've been a fantastic bunch this year. Picked.
They seem to have been like really good sewers from the start. They've all been really creative. They've had technical skills. Honestly, I've just been so impressed throughout.
Yeah, I have, definitely.
Now, here's the difficult question.
Yeah.
Out of all the episodes that we've had so far this series, what's the one garment that you loved more than the rest?
The one that I absolutely loved was Peter's, way back in episode 1. Those golden yellowy sleeves with the little black dress and the band round the middle. I just thought it was exceptional. I mean, I've looked at that episode again, and there was a lot that was really, really good.
It was a really strong start.
Yeah, it was a strong start. And I remember thinking, my goodness, is this week 1? How good are they going to get?
I must say, those origami sleeves that he did, I have never seen anyone do anything like that. No. Not even just on the Sewing Bee. I've never seen anyone do anything like that.
And there's not, in my view, there's not been anything that has really come close to it. It's just one of them that I don't know whether I'd wear it. Well, I wouldn't wear it as it was, but those sleeves...
I mean, you're never going to get your coat over it.
No, exactly. But yeah, I just loved it. If I was going to pick a close second, well, not a close second, but a second. I would mention Kaz's Zandra Rhodes dress. Again, like a lot of comments I saw everywhere, was it really like a Zandra Rhodes dress? I don't know, to be honest.
It was... could I see someone like her wearing that or designing that? Yes.
Yes.
Because she is all about the colour. And
the colour and the flamboyance.
I think one of the things that I really like in the Sewing Bee is when an outfit just says joy.
Joy,
and
and
that one was just an absolute joy.
It was, without doubt. What about you? Did you have one favourite or a few favourites?
I think, like you say, there have been so many amazing ones throughout the series. I loved Peter's, and I think one that stands out for me as one that I would have given Garment of the Week to, but didn't get it at the time, was Yasmin's in Design Icons Week. So hers was the Versace dress. It was black, lovely kind of corseting detail. It had the gold chain detail to it. I thought she hit the brief perfectly, and I just thought it was exquisitely sewn. Yeah. And I feel like...
very good sewer.
Yeah, she for me, that was just such a fantastic example of the Versace style that I would have given her that one. But there have just been so many.
There are that. I mean, I have to mention, because it's just come to mind, Kit's dress with the eye on.
Oh, that was brilliant.
That was fantastic.
And made out of paper.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously wouldn't make it out of paper, but didn't it give you some ideas for
so
things?
Clever. And I think that one of the reasons why I feel like it's such a shame that Kit's gone before the final is that Kit pushed themselves every episode. The fact that they drafted everything themselves, they didn't need to.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I think that personal challenge of always trying to kind of push it.
Yeah.
I thought they did some really brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
So going into the final, who do you think might win?
Oh, golly, it's the same scenario as what we said before. If Kaz wins, shame for the other two. That if Orla wins, if Yasmin wins, they all deserve it.
Yeah.
Which do I think? Do you know? I think Yasmin, the way she's come on this last every week, there's just been something that's made you notice her more.
Yeah.
And I think she's a good chance.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I love all three of them. I really do.
Well, I think for me, I totally agree. They're all so good.
Yeah.
It all really will come down to those final challenges, especially that made to measure.
Yeah.
I think Orla might just pip it.
Yeah.
Because she caught my eye from week one with that kind of optical illusion dress she did.
Black and white dress.
It was so amazing.
Yeah, that was my second choice that week.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
And it's one of those I can't stop thinking about.
Yeah.
So I think that given what the challenges are next week, maybe Orla, but honestly, I think all three of them, they're all so good.
They're all winners.
They're all winners.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is a wrap for episode 9, the semi-final of the Great British Sewing Bee for 2025. Means that we are trundling into the final stretch now.
Yeah.
It is the grand final next week. So make sure you catch that when it's on BBC. We will be here again next week. I believe I will have Annie joining me again next week.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing Annie again.
But we will absolutely make sure that we get your highlights and what you think of it as well.
Oh, all right.
So what did you think of the semi-final? Do you think the right person went home? Do you think the right people got through? What was your garment of the week? Let us know in the comments below because we would absolutely love to hear it. If you did enjoy today's video, then absolutely please give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow us over on YouTube so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. We would love you to come and join the conversation with us here at Minerva as well. It is totally free to register for an account, and then you can share your makes, engage in the chat with all the Minerva community. You don't need to be sharing makes in patterns or fabrics that we stock here at Minerva. We just want to see all your makes. We want to see everything. Yeah. If you've made something 1920s style, we'd love to see it. Have you got a flapper dress as good as Annette's? Then make sure you share that because we would absolutely love to see that. Yeah. Now, that's probably it for us this week. So do join us again next Wednesday. And until then, ta-ra. Bye.
Bye-bye.